You know what's weird? How small talk just doesn't hit the same anymore. Like, there was a time when you could talk about the weather or what you did last weekend for hours, and it didn't bother you. But now, it's draining. You catch yourself craving something deeper, real conversations about what people actually think, what keeps them up at night, what they are chasing, and what really matters to them. And it's not that you've become boring or antisocial, it's just that you've outgrown the surface-level stuff, and honestly, you're totally fine with that. Here's another one. Sleep genuinely feels better than a Friday night out. There was definitely a time when going out was the thing. Parties, noise, staying up until 3 a.m., that was the move. But now, a quiet room, your favorite blanket, and waking up without an alarm feels like absolute luxury. It's not that you hate fun anymore, you've just started to understand your limits. You protect your energy now because peace and rest beat FOMO and next day regret every single time. You've also noticed you forgive way more than you used to. Before, holding on to a grudge felt right, like you were standing up for yourself. But maturity teaches you something really important. Resentment doesn't hurt them as much as it hurts you. So yeah, you still set boundaries, but you don't grip onto anger like before. You let it go quicker, not because you forgot what happened, but because your peace matters more. You become way more open-minded too. When you were younger, you probably had strong opinions about everything. What's right, what's wrong, how people should live their lives. Now, you pause more. You actually listen. You realize the world's a lot bigger than just your own experience, and you don't get defensive when someone challenges your views. You've learned that real growth starts when you're willing to admit you might not have all the answers. And you respect differences now. You don't need everyone to think like you, dress like you, or believe what you believe anymore. You get that people come from totally different backgrounds and they are all fighting their own battles. So instead of judging or trying to change them, you just respect where they are at. You let people be who they are, and live and let live becomes second nature. Here's a big one. You stop forcing love. Maybe you used to chase. Maybe you begged or tried way too hard to keep someone around who wasn't fully there. But now, you understand that real love flows naturally. If it's not being given back, you walk away with your dignity intact. You choose self-respect over desperation, and honestly, that shift changes everything. You also handle heartbreak completely differently now. Breakups, betrayals, disappointments, they still hurt, don't get me wrong. But they don't wreck you like they used to. You don't fall apart or lose yourself in it. You've learned that pain is just part of being human, and it always passes. You feel it fully, you heal, and then you keep moving forward, stronger than before. You've stopped judging people so fast. There was probably a time when you labeled people in seconds, lazy, fake, successful, a mess. But now you realize everyone's fighting battles you know absolutely nothing about. So you lead with understanding instead. You give people grace first and save judgment for when it actually matters. Compassion starts replacing quick criticism. You also choose silence over pointless arguments way more often. Winning an argument used to feel amazing, right? But now you see that most fights are just ego battles with no real winner. So sometimes you bite your tongue. Sometimes you walk away. Sometimes you just let someone think they are right so you can protect your peace. And silence stops feeling like defeat. It starts feeling like power. And finally, your happiness doesn't depend on other people anymore. You don't tie your mood or your worth to likes, texts, approval, or whether someone decides to stay. Your happiness comes from inside now, from your values, your growth, your self-respect. People can add to your life, sure, but they don't control your joy anymore. And that right there, that's real freedom. So how many of these signs do you see in yourself right now? Drop a number in the comments, and if this made you think differently, go ahead and subscribe. We go deeper every day. And don't forget to like the video. It genuinely helps more people find content like this. See you in the next one. Bye.